Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Junkies. It's time to do that 6-month update on CGC versus CBCS prices. Let's go. So it's been about 6 months. We did a couple episodes 6 months ago. We did about 4 or 5 of them comparing CGC versus CBCS prices. There wasn't a whole lot of fluctuation, so I stopped doing them regularly. I still kept up with the data just to take a look. It's interesting to me, but I thought I would do another check-in because I think as I keep referencing those videos, it gets older and older and people want to know what the current state is because they feel like it'll have drastically changed. Newsflash, it didn't. For those of you that want to skip to the end, CBCS still lags behind 20%, but we'll take a look at the actual numbers and get into it here. Alright, so if you take a look here, I did 10 modern age books again, took a look at all the prices on them. CGC, CBCS, most recent sold. I'll try to look for all sales in June of 2022. I think I got lucky on this one, CBCS. Well, let me take that back. I found enough CBCS books in 9.8 to use. A lot of the books I had to switch on the list because CBCS didn't have any recent sales of them, which again just points to how unpopular they are. But let's start with Amazing Spider-Man 361. Last sold for CGC 229, 139 for CBCS, 40% loss of potential profit. Uncanny X-Men 266, 879 versus 745, 15% potential loss. Spawn number 1, 190 versus 155 with CBCS, 18% loss. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, this is the original Sin issue, 304 for CGC, 260 for CBCS. Wolverine 1, 1980 for CGC was $380. The last sold for CBCS was $379. I will tell you honestly, when I looked these up, all the other sales below this 480 were actually 400 and above, but I want to keep it true. Keep it as objective as possible. This was the last sale versus this last sale. It is what it is. Only a 0.26% potential loss. Pretty even there. Something is Killing the Children number 1, 950 for CGC, 661 for CBCS, 30% difference. Amazing Spider-Man 300, 5100 for CGC and a 9.8, 4800 for CBCS, which you might want to think, wow, you're getting up into the pricey books and it's a little closer. It's not. The only CBCS book I could find in a 9.8, actually above like a 9.2, was a signed signature series. So this is a signature series, CBCS 9.8, and it still doesn't sell for as much as a CGC regular 9.8. But that's how these two companies, the difference that the market regards them in. New Mutants 98. This wasn't a 9.4. It was only the closest sale I could find for CBCS was in the 9.4, 569 for CGC, 450 for CBCS, another 20% potential lost. Vengeance number 1, First America Chavez, $1,000 CGC last sold, 785 CBCS last sold. Savage She-Hulk number 1, first appearance of the She-Hulk, 909 last CGC price, 640 for CBCS. That's a 30% loss. And NYX number 3, 1800 for CGC, 1392 for CBCS, 20% again. And Ultimate Fallout 4 second printing, because I could not find a first printing in CBCS, 685 for CGC, 501 for CBCS. So across the board, potential value lost for your books. If you went with CBCS, you would have lost 20% of the potential profit that you could have made. You would have made $10,000 instead of 12. Oh, you would have made close to 11,000 instead of 13. When you look at the means and medians, they also sit right around 20% when you're just looking at different averages for different statistics to try to see how consistent it is, and it's still relatively consistent. If you go with CBCS, your books are going to be worth less money. You're not taking care of your investment. It is not a long-term solution. I would highly suggest you don't do it unless you just need a verified yellow signature. Otherwise, it makes no sense. The turnaround time is not better. The grading consistency is not better. Nothing about it is better other than potentially the QR code. That is kind of cool. But the rest of it, it's not worth a 20% loss on my investment into my books. So until they turn it around or are able to pick that up, it'll be what it is. I would suggest you don't take your books there until they can make that change. And as far as EGS, I'm not even going to bring them into the discussion until they've got some time to where I'm not even going to bring them until they can have sealed cases. Let's just start there. Sealed cases and some time behind them, and I'll start bringing them into the discussion. But right now, there's only really two options for grading your books: CGC, CBCS. One of them is just going to lose you money. You make the decision based on that. All right, guys, this is a quick one. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.